Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Cosmic Slumber by Tilly Walden. There's Tilly Walden's name. The website here is liminal11.com. Feel free to check that out if you'd like to. Supportive Oracle Cards. Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. The front of the book is the same as the front of the box, I think. Oh, this says... The only thing different is how many cards are in the deck, I believe. Supportive, the website I have for this one is hayhouseradio.com, but I think if you take out radio, it'll take you to the main site. Although if you go to that website, I don't recall going on it, but I think it'll give you links to go back to the main one, I'm assuming. Of course, you could always just search up Sandra Ann Taylor and Energy Oracle cards if you want. You probably find what you're looking for that way, if you're interested. Well, that's an interesting card. This is a different way to look at things. I keep seeing that. The current situation, if this is hitting correctly, I feel like the situation we're dealing with, I'm already not happy with it. I'm trying to be happy with it. I'm trying to move in a way that works for the situation. I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to be fair. I really feel like you're bending over backwards, trying to make something work, yet it just doesn't. Can we get a little bit more about that Three of Swords? I feel like if this reading is going to actually hit for you, you're already there. I understand people are going to put things in the comments. Well, I wasn't there at the time, but 2 weeks passed, and yeah, I was. I was just about to be there. Six of Pentacles, you're trying, and you got the Magician with the Three of Swords. You're really, really bending over backwards, trying to make something work that is just, you're really unhappy with it. Very, very unhappy with it. You're trying to find a way to make it work. Seven of Swords. Somebody else isn't doing what they should be doing. This is part of the problem. Earth signs, especially earth signs, and you're an earth sign, responsibility is not negotiable. When you're responsible for something and you've accepted the responsibility, you know, you're kind of like, yes, that's mine, and I will own that. That is mine. When you accept a responsibility, that's not a negotiable. That's like, I said I would do it, and I'm going to do it. Your reputation is very important to you. You're like, I don't want people thinking I just give up on something I said I would do. Earth signs are kind of like, if I promise to do it, unless something goes really, really wrong, I'm going to do it. And then if it does, I'm going to let somebody know, and I'm going to explain what happened so that they know I just didn't flake out on something. This happened. I physically couldn't get there. I wanted to get there. I will try to make it up to you later because I take my responsibilities very important. And if I can, I'm going to at least try to, you know, make sure it still works out and see if I can find a different way to work this out in a different, like even if I have to get somebody else to do it, I try to, you know, uphold those responsibilities. Responsibility is very important to Earth. Taurus is Earth. Taurus is a very strong leader energy too, so it's kind of like I didn't take this lightly. If I said I'm going to do it, I'm not only going to do it, I'm not only going to trip over myself trying to make it happen, but if I can't, I'm going to try to make sure somebody else can and make sure they do it high, and the person I find is going to be high quality at that if I can. I'm going to do my best for this. The thing is, the reason I'm saying this is you're dealing with somebody you're dealing with somebody who's just not, no, they're not the same. They're not emotionally invested. And they, take this with a grain of salt. I don't know if, I feel like somebody, there might be mental illness here at play. I don't know what to say. It's what's coming through, so I'm just letting it come through. They can't do it. It may not be that they might be cheaping out, whatever you want to call it, skipping out, whatever. I feel like they can't. There's something here that I feel like they just can't. They literally just can't. This could be somebody. It might not. I don't know. There's like something here. Like either they have too much going on. They don't have the mental ability to keep up with this. They're under the weather. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong. They can't do it. Is basically what I'm getting. It's not that they're trying to skip out on it, because I see the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords. And it's usually when you see Seven of Swords, that's like the thief card, like somebody stealing away with something or just getting out of something or neglecting a responsibility sometimes. But with the two of these together, I feel like there's too much going on. They're not emotionally invested with whatever they're doing with you. And I feel a lot of overwhelmed energy. It doesn't have to mean this person has mental illness, but I feel like for some of the people, for some of you, that's what you're dealing with, somebody with mental illness. Okay? It's frustrating. They can't. It may look like they can. You may be looking at this, but I feel like you might be looking at this, but it's not that hard. They can do it. I'm getting overload. I'm getting breaking down. There's a lot of other things you don't see that are overwhelming them. And it's kind of like, if this is somebody you're dealing with at work, they've got some really tragic things going on at home, and they're trying to make this all work out, and that scatters their thoughts so much that they just literally, they can't keep the process together. It may seem really simple, but like, they're all over the place. Now, yeah, because I'm seeing this and I keep wondering, how is this adding in? You don't know what's going on with them. Queen of Cups, in this situation, they're distracted. They've got a lot going on. There's things they're not going to tell you. There's things that mean whatever it is that's distracting them means the world to them. So this is like if you're working with somebody, it's a family member or a friend, or it could be a child especially, that's really going through something really rough and they're really afraid for them. They don't want people knowing this, but it's definitely, that's number one. That's number one for them. And I feel like in the arena you're in, they may be like, I'm not going to explain that to other people because they don't trust that people won't use that against them. Or they're like, I don't like talking about that type of stuff at work. Or they feel really vulnerable and they don't want people here knowing that. The information isn't coming forward. That's just that. The energy is very unstable and upset. I feel very unstable and upset on that side, but I'm trying to keep it together. I also got this card backing that up. Not hostilities against you, but like very upset in the sense of like, I can't fix what I want to fix. I can't fix what I need to fix. So it's almost like if it's somebody in their family or a friendship and maybe that person has a really scary illness or maybe a terminal illness, they're really upset that they can't fix it. And in their mind, like, this needs to be fixed and I can't fix it. And it's overwhelming them and it's just monopolizing their thoughts. Accepting, there might be a version of grieving here. Somebody doesn't have to pass away for grieving to occur, but like, there's a lot of charts. Grieving is a complicated thing. Grieving can be quite complicated. There might be a version of grieving going on here that is really overwhelming them, and I don't think they're communicating about it, which that's their business, but like, this might explain what's going on with them and why this is so difficult and why this just never seems to work out correctly. A lot of heavy burdens. Okay, so we get that this isn't happening even though you're trying to communicate the best you can, but I feel like it never seems to make sense. It never seems to go better. We seem to create a plan to improve things. The plan fails every time, even though I think it's a great plan. I, as in Taurus. Taurus feels this is a great plan. You feel this is a great plan. We keep trying to work it out. We keep trying to find a better way to do things, and it just keeps failing. And it's like, I don't understand. These are great plans. I don't understand why none of these work. I think that's why. And hopefully this is explaining what's going on here. I think what's also really difficult here, because I see they have the Queen of Cups, you have the King of Cups. Don't get caught up in the gender, but I'm getting, you more than likely you very much like this person, you just don't understand why things are so difficult right now. It's kind of like maybe this is really out of character for them. Maybe this is partly why this is so upsetting for you. This isn't the person I know. This isn't the person I usually work with. I don't understand why this keeps going to the left. It should stay on the center, but it keeps going off to the left. It keeps going off to the left, and I don't understand why. They have things going on that they're not going to tell you. On the upside, I do see this time period passing one way or another for most of you fairly soon. I don't think they're going to tell you. I still don't see whoever this is bringing this forward to you. They don't want to talk about it. There's nothing you can do, is what I'm getting. If they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to talk to you. Two of Swords with the Nine of Cups. Give this a chance to reconstitute. They're not going to tell you. You know how it is. You don't want to tell people something for whatever reason. You don't. You might be good friends with this person. This might be a family member for you. This might be even your spouse. For whatever reason, they just don't want to talk about it. Sometimes it's not because... Sometimes it has nothing to do with trust, but just that they don't want to think about it. So that if they don't want to think about it, they're not going to talk about it. So it might be a difficult subject for them to even talk about, so they're not going to bring up the subject. They're not going to tell you because they don't want to talk about it. They just literally don't want to talk about it. It has nothing to do with you. Sometimes it's difficult for people to accept that it has nothing to do with, especially if it's like a significant other or somebody you're very close to. Kind of like, we talk about everything. Why can't we talk about that? Because literally they don't want to talk about it with anybody. This might be part of it. Or maybe they're just kind of like, say you're different genders, you and your partner are different genders. Maybe it's just one of those things where they feel like only somebody that is the same gender as them or going through the same situation as them is going to understand, so they just don't want to go there. Nothing negative towards you, but they feel like it's going to cause more questions that they don't want to answer, so they just don't go there. I feel like if I'm going to use a really simple analogy, for example, maybe if you were a teacher and you have to deal with certain things in a teaching situation, and the other person is a mechanic or a machinist or whatever, they do something like that. It's just two different worlds, and like they're dealing with machines all day, you're dealing with students probably all day. They don't want to talk about what's going wrong because it's very niche to what they do, and they don't want to explain what's going on. There's something that very much upset them. They just don't want to go through the whole detail, so they just don't talk about it. Maybe they are talking about it with people who are in the same category, but it's because something is very heavy for them. Just in case that helps. Because I see things are going to return to a better place here. You got the cornucopia coming in later. Things are coming back. This will pass. I don't know if I showed this. You got the World card coming in. You got the sacral chakra. I feel like I'm rebonding with this person. Things are rebonding. Things are coming better. I'm just worried, like, this mystery moment. Like, why were things not good for a minute? Like, what was going on? Why were things all over the place? Like, what was happening? Because things are turning back to the... I don't know. The Lover's card comes in. And the Nine of Cups. They seem to match you. We've got a lot of good... Ace of Pentacles is being reinstated is how it feels with the Three of Cups. It feels really good. They're doing what they can to reinstate things. They got the Three of Cups getting along very well with you. Things are coming back into alignment with the Prince of Pentacles and the Yin Yang. Like, they're... All of a sudden, I don't know. I feel like all of a sudden things just start to go the way they're supposed to, or the way I'm used to them going. It's like things go back where they should. If this is a mental illness thing, I don't know. If you think this is mental illness, I don't know what to say about that. That makes me nervous, because it's like, if it's mental illness, it'll probably come back again later. Just keep it in mind. If it was a moment where this person was just overwhelmed and they couldn't deal with it and they don't want to deal with it, I don't know. I feel like whatever this is, it's like things return, but that yin-yang is making me feel like I would just make note of this and just I hate to say this. I almost feel like you have to wait for it to happen again and just try to like figure it out very carefully. I don't know. I feel like that sucks as an answer, but like, what can not Capricorn, you're a Taurus. What can Taurus do to plan for when because I feel like it's going to happen again with the yin yang. What can Taurus do to plan for like the next time this happens? Seven of Cups and the Justice card. The Seven of Cups kind of like, that's kind of a thinking outside the box. I almost feel like try to get other people's support with this. Not in the sense of like, hey, I think there's something wrong with so-and-so, but kind of like, you know, people who are close to so-and-so that may be nice to you too, hopefully are nice to you too, that you're kind of like, hey, you know, this was going on and things are fine now, and I don't want to like try to get them to talk about something they don't want to talk about, but I'm just concerned that, you know, whatever happened there might happen again, and I just want to set this up that they have the support around them. I accept that they may not want to talk to me about whatever it is, and that's okay, but I want to set this up so other people are around them to support them if they need that. So like, I don't want to like start a conversation, or I don't want you to go towards them and try to fix something that's not really broke at the moment. But if you could just keep an extra eye out for them, or just kind of keep an eye out, watching out for them, just to make sure that everything's okay with them. I'm just concerned that this might come around again. I feel like you might have to pull other people around you, like into the know, kind of like things were a little bit weird for a minute. I'm not really sure why. I still don't know why. But things are a lot better. I just want people looking out for this person. That way, if something goes wonky again, you know, this person has other support around them. So that if they don't want to talk to me, that's okay, as long as they communicate with somebody so we can work this out so that it doesn't drag them down like it did before. I feel like that's the answer. At least the answer I'm getting for this. Because it does seem like it passes, but I keep feeling like more than likely this is not the last time this is going to be a problem. And it's kind of like bringing other people who care about this person around and let them know what you experienced, not in a bad way, in a good way. Kind of like, I just want to make sure that there's support around this person. That way, if something goes a little wonky, that support is there for them. I don't know. I'm like, I don't even know if this is a way to solve this. That's what I'm getting though. That's what I'm getting. I think I'm going to let it go there. I think I'm just going to let it be. Because I feel like that's the kind of the energy of this reading. It's kind of like, it feels like that's all I can do with it. And it's almost like, it's not about if I want to accept it. It's like if I try to push forward and I try to get this person to talk, I'm going to be met with hostilities. They don't want to. And I feel like I keep getting there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. Is there something wrong with you? Because there's nothing wrong with me. I get a hostile response, like literally hostilities. It's not going to work. So it's kind of like I have to wait. I have to give it time, and I just want to set up other support around this person so that when they're ready when they're ready to talk, even if it's not to me, they have support around them with people who understand what's going on here, what I've experienced, so they don't have to start from square one. They already know what's kind of happening somewhat. So where they can actually help this person and help this person do better. I don't know, something. Where it's better for this person. All right, I'm going to let it go. I feel like I have to. All right, hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.